Hello and welcome to a special in-studio edition of Monday with the Mayor. I'm Bradford Raths, and today we are honored to have the presence of Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz.
Hello, Bradford. Good to be here. Kind of a new location for us.
Yeah, it is a little bit. So, been a bit of a whirlwind week. Let's start off with the subdivision control and zoning ordinances meeting.
Well, that was a first meeting involving a steering committee. The city of Jasper has had, as a community that has planning in place, ordinances on the books that says this is what things should look like. Ultimately, those ordinances sometimes become old, sometimes become outdated, and you put them up for review. Much of our zoning and subdivision control ordinances stem from 1973 and before. Some have been revised in 1993. They looked again a little bit more in the 2000s, but did not make formal adoptions of the entire ordinance. We're engaging the community again, and we're very grateful for the community's coming to us and sharing about our zoning, which is basically overall planning. How do we want our community to look? Are there calls for our downtown to look different, maybe even have higher standards to preserve what we have? Are there areas that we would want to restrict or limit certain types of structures within, which has kind of been done. We don't really have, like in the older parts of Jasper, industry and residential side by side, and that's a control issue. Our south side of our community looks greatly different than the central older part. So this is really, again, shaping things, aligning things with some of the state and federal standards that are in place, but looking to have something that's for Jasper. And then the subdivision is really how the build out is done within the zoning part of it, especially related to homes. But it could apply also even into how things would apply in the industrial way. So we had that. We expect it to probably take most of this year, and we will have more community meetings. We'll actually have focus groups and things where we're meeting with specific industries, builders, realtors, etc. And we just welcome the public's input. Ultimately, this is going to be your ordinance, and as all ordinances, they are not necessarily perfect, but we hope to give some. We want to cut out all black and white, but in a way we also want to cut out gray, and I don't know if that's possible. Basically, where things could be and should be gray, to have some options built in, and where things need to be black and white, that this is a standard, this is what we follow.
So obviously an opportunity to get everything more on the same page.
It's freshening. That's what it is. And it's just, and it fits again exactly with where we're going as a community of looking at things with new eyes, of connecting that again with our downtown Jasper Riverfront master plan. There is some concern that's been expressed of going, gee, how do we engage and encourage this type of development rather than this type of development? And that's where the zoning and subdivision comes in play.
Right. So we also had a couple changes with the Economic Development and Redevelopment Commissions this past week.
We did. I want to thank Jim Skillman for his service on the Economic Development Commission. Jim has, with his company growing here in Jasper, has been spending more time on the road and had made difficulty of attending meetings and ultimately talked to me about resigning that position, and in doing so we decided to do something rather unique. State statute defines the purpose of Economic Development Commission and Redevelopment Commission. Quite honestly, Redevelopment Commission is a very strongly defined tool for cities to employ in the state. Economic Development Commission's a little less so, but we ultimately want to leverage both of those to really empower them more to assist the council, assist the mayor in implementing our our comprehensive plan and our downtown riverfront plan. They will play a key role, and there's a lot they could do. For instance, the Redevelopment Commission owns the Parklands of Jasper. That property was purchased by Redevelopment. That is a proper tool for that. And there are more things they could do. So in Jim's retirement from the Economic Development Commission, I took a Redevelopment Commission member, Rick Stratner, and put him there. Rick is in addition, also he's on our Utility Service Board, and that's a dual role because our utilities are economic development partners. Rick's opening on the Redevelopment Commission allows me to take the chairman of the EDC, Andy Sager, and put him on both boards. And that connectivity is critical. As Economic Development Commission member, Andy communicates well. He is constantly in touch with the mayor, the council members, with ideas. The company that he works for is involved in economic development in other parts of the state in the Midwest, and that gives some great insight because ultimately we want to empower these boards. So it gives us a whole sense of direction, some synergy, and we'll be developing some next steps for both of those groups.
And on a bit of a final note this past week, connectivity of a different sort came to Jasper, talking about 4G.
Yes, we had an announcement of AT&T of being a 4G LTE network. It enabled another, frankly, it enabled and built off another state news release that AT&T did a couple weeks ago that featured Jasper. And as you know, Bradford, we have had a wonderful presence in state media in the last week, from Inside Indiana, the subsequent broadcasts in the Business Network, the television shows of which Wayne Sheeter, our Utility Service Board Chair, and I appeared, the opportunities that presented to wake up as mayor on Monday morning and go and see an email, and the email said, "Mayor, 700 jobs available in," and I go, "God, I wonder what mayor that is," and I clicked on it and it was me. And I was like, wonderful. I did not know that was going to happen out of that interview, and I'm very grateful for that, because those are the things that we need to do in our community. We are, this Jasper, Huntingburg, Ferdinand, the county, we're an international player. I mean, we have people who work every day to produce products that are used not only in the nation, but around the world. And then we help get them there. We rarely have told our story publicly, or if not, we've not told it with a cohesive message. We're very proud of our employers and what they do, and that's created the highest level of employment in the state. And ultimately, we have to do a job, in my opinion, to market, to grow our workforce, our skilled workforce, and to utilize the Center for Technology, Innovation, and Manufacturing and VU Jasper to even make more skilled workers to meet the needs of our local companies. I look at it this way. If we as a government got a phone call and they said, "Mayor, we are interested in coming to Jasper and we're going to bring 700 jobs in 3 years," I would likely salivate and fall all over myself and call the county officials and others and say, "Hey, what can we do to get this company here?" I've got local employers in my community and all the others in Du Bois County who have roughly estimated they have 700 openings now or within the next 2 to 3 years, and that's low-hanging fruit. That takes much less investment for us as governments to build these tools to get those jobs here, or to go out and recruit with them to get people here, than it does to start anew. And to me, that's our purpose, from me as mayor to our city, to others in Huntingburg and Ferdinand, to Du Bois Strong, our economic development arm, and our county government. That's what we have to do. It's time for us to grow, to sell our quality of life, our quality of place, and bring more people. We know that once you're connected here, there's a very good chance you will come back, and there's a good chance you could even live here. Now we got to sell it.
Right. The county does have a lot to sell, and I'd say the city does as well.
Thank you very much. I agree.
So, Mayor, we appreciate your time once again. This has been our special in-studio edition of Monday with the Mayor. We'll be back with more news after the break.